today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going into an AP Spanish class taught by Miss Jess Mauritzen, and they did a really neat project called AP Spanish Takes on the Wild. Let's talk to her and find out what that was all about. Hi, Miss Mauritzen, how are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
So tell us a little bit about the idea and how this came to be and who you collaborated with on this project.
Well, actually, I would have to say that Mr. Prokes is the genius behind this, and he really set the whole thing up. We collaborated with the Brookfield Zoo in my AP Spanish class, and they were phenomenal. We were introduced to a zoo professional who speaks Spanish, and we were able to take the kids over there, interview the professional zookeeper, and speak in Spanish the entire time, and it was really a great opportunity.
So I'm here with Stephanie Padilla, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the animal that her group focused on and what she thought about the project.
Well, me and my group, we did the project on the anteater, and it was definitely a bit of a scary animal at first because we weren't sure exactly how big it was, what it was going to do, how it would react to us, but it was actually really fun, and I'm glad we did it. It was nice. So.
Isn't the anteater the one with the really long tongue that I think you guys got an opportunity to see?
Yeah, it had a really long tongue, and actually the caretaker asked me if I wanted to feed it, and I was like, yes, but then they pulled out maggots, and I was like, never mind, I'm perfectly fine without feeding it.
So what did you enjoy most about the project?
Getting to be so close with the animal. It was definitely an experience. I was able to touch it and pet it, and the rest of the group did too, and it was pretty cool. We weren't expecting to all be so interactive with the caretakers and the animal.
So I watched the segments and they were absolutely amazing. So it looks like the students had to do some work in collaborative groups, maybe doing some research before they went over to the zoo to talk to the specialists.
Yeah, the kids are amazing. They're very great about researching the animals. They had to become experts on it. They had to fill out a whole worksheet and really get to know the animal. And then they ended up going over there and having a list of questions and really being prepared. And all the kids had a special role. So, for example, there was an editor, there was a producer, there was someone who was interviewing, there was someone who was doing camera work, and then they went over there, and then they came back, and Mr. Prokes helped them edit everything. So.
Yeah, I'm here with Dahlia Marquez, and she's going to talk to us about her group and what animal they used.
Hi, I was with the giraffe group, and well, we went to the zoo like everyone else, and we were able to talk to the lady who was in charge of all the animals, and we were able to get information on where they came from and the environment they lived in when they were over there, and if they were born there. And
how close were you able to get to the giraffes?
Well, we were pretty close actually. One of the giraffes actually licked the cameraman's ear, so we were pretty close. Like they were just coming right at us. So it was pretty fun.
What did you like the most about doing this project? What kind of surprised you?
Well, it surprised me how we as normal people and not zookeepers were able to actually be in the environment with the giraffes, so that surprised me.
What were you hoping that the students would gain that they might not gain through another project you've done in the past with AP Spanish students?
Sure. Well, I think the biggest thing is using Spanish in applicable settings. So I think it's very important for the kids to use it and show how it actually is applicable outside of the classroom. And that was a wonderful opportunity, and they were excited about it, and it was meaningful to them because they each got to pick their favorite animal. And it was something that was exciting, and they were excited about it. I was excited about it. They got to pet the animals, so it was really fun.
I'm here with Kristen Thomassick, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about the animal that her group picked and why they picked it and what she thought about it.
So we had the sloth, and we picked it because one of the members of our group who ended up doing the interview, Juan, has a thing about sloths, and he loves them.
How close were you able to get to the animal, and was it a little frightening?
Actually, they told us we couldn't touch it because apparently they have really sharp teeth, and they bite when they're feel threatened, and so we didn't get to touch it, and I don't know if I really would want to because they have algae that grows on them because they're that slow, and so it would be kind of gross.
I'm with Zeke Linares, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what animal his group picked and what they thought about it.
The Jeanette cat is actually part of the mongoose family, surprisingly, and it's actually really funny looking because it looks like a cat, but you can tell it's not meant to be domesticated.
Is it something you would think that students would enjoy in the future?
Honestly, it was a really cool experience because I haven't gone to the Brookfield Zoo in such a long time, and then to be able to do that with my Spanish class and explore those types of possibilities, it's really cool.
How did you pick a leader for each segment? Because it seemed that each segment was led by a student who interviewed the zookeeper and the interpreter, and they had great questions and went on for a long, long time. So how did you pick those students?
The kids actually were kind of, they picked each other, and so they each had a role, and then all of the kids basically assigned roles to each other. They all helped with the questions, and they felt whoever wanted to do that job got the job of interviewing. Whoever was interested in editing got the job of editing, and they were really good about it because they all just really stepped up to the plate, and I said that it was a group opportunity, and they were all responsible for each other's grade. It turned out to be a test grade, so they did an amazing job.
I'm with Joe Aida right now, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the animal his group picked and what he thought about it.
All right. Well, our group picked the wallaby, and so we picked it because it was like really cute. And we're like, hey, cool. So we learned. Well, I wasn't the one who conducted the interview, but I was there, so part of the group and stuff.
What was your role?
I was one of the editors. I didn't know they could swim, which I guess they can. They have really big feet.
How big are they?
They're like fun-sized kangaroos.
And so what did you think about the project? Is it something you enjoyed?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool because you get to go behind the scenes kind of and see how it works, and you get to learn about the animals and how things get run there.
So that wraps up another edition of Bylsma's Beat. I know you had fun. We certainly did, and the students did when they went over to Brookfield Zoo. We'd like to give special thanks to Mr. Gary Prokes for his wonderful idea for this project, and to our teacher, Miss Jess Mauritzen, for taking on the courage to go into the wild with her students. And definitely we want to thank our collaborators at Brookfield Zoo, who are always there to help us with any educational experiment we want to do. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Bylsma's Beat.